Well, you know what time of year it is. I got my festive sweatshirt on, and it's snowing in the casino, and everybody can't drive anymore. But let's go to the discounts and the income real quick. We can see what has happened since the last couple of weeks in this little low trough. We've kind of broken out of that a little bit, so we're having a little bit higher discounts and still no income, though. They're definitely making us suffer there. And this discount level is a very typical level that Rockstar likes to give discounts at. You can see most the discounts in the last 5 months have been at this level. And I think we're going to break out again and then, it'll come back down and it will kind of mirror what has happened here, where we have this like smaller peak after this big peak. And we're all going to be wanting to take advantage of those discounts, and hopefully we have the money, but most likely Rockstar is going to be pushing those shark card sales. So moving into the new content, we have the Dinka Vito Modern, which is just a newer go-kart. I'll have to pick one of these up because hopefully it doesn't disappear like the other one. That's something to consider with that. The Itali RSX, which is a nice looking car, that is also new. Now, as far as the deals, we have the Grotti Brioso 300, which is free. The Penetrator, which is discounted. Aqua Blazer, the Rocket Voltic, Comet SR, Tempestra, and the Sonar Station, if you have Twitch Prime linked to your Rockstar account, is still free. The Night Shark is heavily discounted, and that's a great car. I definitely recommend getting that for in the lobby to protect yourself from all the griefers. And then the Progen Tally GTB. This is also on sale by quite a bit. And this includes the conversion. It's only $99,000, and both of those are 80% off the typical price if you have Twitch Prime. Now, we did finally get some deals on the businesses. The CEO offices themselves are 40% off. You can see some of these deals are really good. Especially this one over here is only $600,000, which is a great way to start making money. Like, you can launch your own work and not really have to wait for any other people. So if you want to start making money, this is a great investment. Now, none of these are really better than the others besides the location. I have the Maze Bank Tower just because of the altitude. You can launch a helicopter and you're already, a couple hundred feet off the ground, but that's kind of a lot of money to pay for that. So you have to be the judge. And not to forget that the renovations are also 40% off, so anything that you can do inside that office. Now, just to give you a breakdown of why the CEO office is so important, if you don't have one, you can see here on this map that the CEO office is something that will connect you into the VIP work, VIP challenges, special vehicle work, import, export, cargo warehouse, and then you can take the cargo warehouse and hire an employee at the nightclub to give you extra money for that. And then it will also allow you to have a hangar, a mobile operations center, a bunker, arcade, and a facility. The mobile operations center you do have to have a bunker for. However, you'll be one step closer with that CEO office. One thing this map does not include at the moment is the submarine. I do need to update this, but it will help you with that as well. Then, of course, it will give you access to the Cayo Perico heist, as well as the Doomsday heist through the facility and the casino heist through the arcade. And this week's podium vehicle is the Tyrus, and this vehicle is actually one of the more expensive cars besides the Indy cars. This is a $2.5 million vehicle. You can get the liveries or have it be completely clean like the one behind me. And it is a great car to have. The races take place at the power station for the RC Bandito. And then the land race is over here. We're just going to call this the Topanga Canyon. And basically, when you start the race, you'll be going to this point in the city. And you follow the GPS for the most part, except for this area. Now, this race is actually a little bit tricky when it's dry, so you're going to need a really fast car and you won't be able to make any mistakes. You want to start on the road as much as you can, like I had one tire there, and cut this corner, stay on the left here, and of course you have to watch out for traffic the whole way. Make sure you're on the right side here, and then as you come up to this next section, you're going to kind of want to be on the curb for some of it, or very near it, and you just stay to the right of all those cars. And just try your best not to, hit anything or spin out, because this one's definitely a handful. This is where you go past that point on the radar, and you have to cut this corner as much as you can. There's usually a car there too. And then right here, I usually get some people trying to swerve out in front of me, and it gets a little chaotic, but you still have to just keep it pinned no matter what. And just keep it going straight down that straight stretch, and then at the end, get over to this side of the road any possible way that you can. And that was only 9/10 of a second to spare. So it's a handful. Same thing kind of goes for the RC Bandito race. Hopefully this isn't too dark, but basically you're going to have to deal a lot with all of this like stairwell kind of scaffolding, steel pipe stuff just everywhere. And there's like a lot of tight gaps that you're gonna have to squeeze through. So if you've never drove an RC Bandito, this is gonna be definitely a handful. You can cut a little bit on the inside of these checkpoints like that, if it will help. And it will, save you a little bit of time. This is probably one of the real tricky areas. There's a pole you can't really see because of the darkness, but you want to shoot pretty much for that. And the snow makes it so you kind of bounce and can't really gain traction. So that one's definitely a little bit more challenging than normal. Then go slow through here. I usually go about like 60% or so, something like that. Just real controlled, making sure that you can just slip through there, without getting hung up on anything. Go wide right here so you can cut in. And then same thing here, except for you're going to be cutting into the steel kind of walkway area. And then it will open up a little bit right here, and you're kind of zigzag through this area until you can cross the street over here. And it's a little bit more open, but there's a pole up here I'm going to show you that's going to be right in the way. It's right around this corner, and you have to make sure that you avoid that, either inside or outside. It's probably about equally fast. And then there's usually cars parked here too. Sometimes you can move those before you start the race and they won't respawn, but that's it. So both of those are worth 100,000 each. Now, there were a lot of discounts that are trending right now, but I thought I would go over a little bit more of the lucrative ones. First up is the bunker discounts, and you can see earlier in the year, we've been following this kind of trend. It seems like about once every 2 months, except for that, there was like only a week, but we're definitely way overdue for the bunkers. So that's something to keep an eye out for. That will probably happen soon. Then hangar discounts as well. It's been several months since we've seen the hangar discounts, and earlier in the year it was a while, but it definitely wasn't nearly as long as what we've been seeing them at right now. And we're also due for the air freight sales as well as the bunker sales, so both of those two are very promising. MOC discounts, it's been a little longer since we've seen those as well. Sometimes you get the MOC customizations and the MOC discounts at the same time, but not always. Earlier in the year, there was this massive gap there, so they could be repeating that again. It could be coming up again soon. Not totally sure there. The MC businesses themselves, as well as the clubhouse, sometimes those hit at the same time, sometimes not. Particularly the MC businesses look like they're starting to come into the trending zone again. It might still be another like 2-3 weeks out, especially since there's so many other things that are even more precisely aligned than the MC businesses. It's hard to say what will happen there. 2 times money on the special cargo is something I still think is coming up soon, because we just saw the CEO warehouses go on sale actually before the update, and we see the offices on sale today. So it's very likely that we're going to see some kind of cargo warehouse, 2 times money on that coming up. So if you have the warehouses, stock them up. And then another thing is the air freight sales. And like I was just saying, the hangars were on sale. And so getting 2 times money on the air freight sales is something that usually will happen pretty close to the same time. And that's definitely overdue as well. Bunker sales, I mentioned the same thing here. This is the income side of it. Sometimes they don't actually give you the double money when they're on sale. But if you can see here earlier in the year, it was happening a little bit more often earlier in the year, and then we've had these massive gaps basically, and so it seems like sometime soon we could be seeing something with that. The VIP money being 2x, earlier in the year it was more frequent, as you can see, and then we've had this like bigger gap later on in the year, and that's where we're at right now. And it makes sense we're going to have a big rise in the income at some point because we're getting so many discounts, and maybe that's when their shark card sales deplete. But that's all for this week. Don't forget to light off a few fireworks and shoot your friends with them. See you next time.